السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. رب زدني علما. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. I welcome you all to the class of دروس اللغة العربية لغير الناطقين بها. Inshallah ta'ala, today we are going to read from lesson number 9 to lesson 11. Inshallah ta'ala, the review of it, inshallah ta'ala. Bismillah. So let's begin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this lesson, we learn the following. So in lesson 9, we learn the omission of noon of the dual and the sound masculine plural. Right? So the noon of the dual, that is the musanna ani and una. You drop the noon when you make them mudaf. You have seen in book 1 that a noun loses its tanween when it becomes mudaf. Right? We've seen in book 1 that the noun loses its tanween. Like kitabun, when you make it mudaf, you make it kitabu hamidin. Right? The book of Hamid. Will not say not kitabun hamidin. It'll be kitabu hamidin. In the same way, the noon of the same way. The dual and the sound masculine plural is also omitted when they happen to be mudaf. Okay, when they happen to be mudaf. In the same way, it is also dropped. Like Aina al Bintani, where the two daughters or girls, or Aina Binta Bilalin. So the noon Ani is known as dropped. Where are Bilal's two daughters? When they become mudaf. Ra'aytu al Bintaini, Ra'aytu Bintai Bilalin. So Bintai, I saw Bilal's two daughters. Abhathu anil Bintaini, أبحث عن بنتي بلال. I'm looking for Bilal's two daughters. بنتي. جاء المدرسون. جاء مدرسو الحديث. See, you dropped the noon. Una also, you dropped the noon. The teachers of hadith came. سألت مدرس الحديث. I asked the teachers of hadith. So مدرسين, Ina will become just the noon will drop. Right, while speaking we won't see the difference. Sa'altu mudarrisil hadith, you can't really tell the difference while you're listening, right? Because mudarrisil hadith seems like uh, singular, right? But you know that when it becomes an object, if it should have actually been mudarrisal hadithi, right? That also gives away sometimes. So many times the context is what determines what is what. Sallamtu ala mudarrisil hadithi. I said salam to, I greeted the teachers of hadith. Now, this is what we learn, first point. Then hada, dual is hadani, and hadihi is hatani. Hada, hadani, hadihi, hatani. And like, for example, hadani masjidani, these two are masjids, wa hatani madrasatani. So you want to look at the masjids, and these two are masjids, and you want to point out. So you use hadani. You won't say hada masjidani, no. Right? For that also Arabic, for pointers also we have hadani masjidani. Similarly for feminine, hatani, mistaratani, or these are two scales. Hatani madrasatani. Now we are learning Zalika's dual also. Zalika has a dual. So you want to say those two masjids. Right? So you will say Zanika mudarrisani. Zanika masjidani. Or Tilka's dual is Tanika. We want to say those two girls. Tanika Bintani. Those are two girls. Something like that. Right? Like Hadani Mudarrisani. Dhanika Talibani. So Hadani for masculine, Dhanika for close, for near, and Dhanika for masculine far. Right? Ba'id. This is for Kharib. So Hadani, these two are masjids, and those two are also masjids. Wadanika masjidani aidan. Those two are also masjids. Okay, same thing for feminine. Hatani tabibatani, these two are doctors, female doctors. Watanika mumarridatani, and those two are uh, nurses. I'm nurses. Right, very rare. Dhanika, Fadanika burhanani. Those two are, it comes in the Quran to Musa Islam, right? He got two in the starting, he got two, right? One was a stick and the other was his hand would become white. when he used to put it in his pocket. Now, Fadanika Burhanani, those two are Burhan evidences now from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ranika has come. Ranika or Tanika. Right? So Hadani, Hatani, Ranika, Tanika. And Zanika, Tanika, like Hadani will become Hadaini, Ani will become Aini, same thing, Zanika will also become Zainika and Tainika, right? They'll become they'll become Mansub and Majrur through Zainika and Tainika. Example, Iftah Zainika al-Babaini, open those two doors, wa Tainika nafidataini, and those two windows. افتح ذينك البابين وتينك النافذتين من يسكن في تينك الفلتين. Right? Who lives in those two villas? Villa means villa. Al-filla to villa. Who lives in those two? So, Tanika, obviously the dual, so they'll become Aini also. Right? Third, Kila. Third point we are learning about Kila. Kila means both. Right? Kila huma, both of them. And its feminine is Kilta. Okay? Feminine is Kilta. So it'll be like mudaf, and they're always mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. And these are always mudaf, and the mudaf ilayhi is dual. Okay, because the meaning itself is both, and they need some mudaf ilayhi, and it is always dual. Right, so always remember the mudaf ilayhi of kila and kilta are muthanna, dual. Okay, so for example, both of the students. So both of the students, you have to use dual. In English, we're using plural. If you notice, see, both of the students, because there's no dual in English. Now, but in Arabic we have dual. So after kila, you have to use dual again. Kila talibaini. Ani become aini, no? Mudaf mudaf ilayh. Both of the two students fil maktabati are in the library. Right? We need not say two students all, because it's understood. Both of the students are in the library, or both the students are in the library. Kiltal sayyarataini. How did it become sayyarataini? Sayyaratani became sayyarataini. Right? Both of the cars are in front of the house. Amam al baiti are in front of the house. Right? So you have to use, if the mudaf ilayh is to be dual, because there's dual words in Arabic, so you have to use a dual form of it. Like in the Quran, kiltal jannataini atat ukulaha wa lam tadlim minhu shay'a. And he had two gardens, no? In the Surah Kahf, it has come. He had two gardens, and those gardens got fruit and so on. وَفَجَّرْنَا خِلَالَهُمَا نَهَرًا, and they had, in between there was a river also. وَكَانَ لَهُ ثَمَرٌ, and it has fruit also. And then his فَقَالَ صَاحِبُ فَقَالَ, then one of them said, أَنَا أَكْثَرُ مِنْكَ مَالًا وَأَعَزُّ نَفَرًا, I'm more than wealth and so on. So he was saying to his friend, right? So kila and kilta. So are treated, but they are treated as singular words. So when you want to bring a predicate for them, you'll bring as singular. Like in English, we have couple, right? Like a couple of bottles or whatever, a couple of yeah. You use a couple. Similarly here, you won't say because already you have made it dual, right? So kila talibaini takharraja. Takharraja is a verb form 5. Both the students have passed out, so you won't use the dual form again, because kila is, see, this is dual, again this is also dual, right? So you don't want to bring this also as dual. So it's just, not takharraja, you won't use takharraja. Or kilta sa'ataini jamilatun. See, both of the watches are beautiful. You won't say kilta sa'ataini jamilatani again, because this is dual, and this. Like in the Quran, in the Quran, kiltal jannataini atat ukulaha. Kiltal, both of the jannatani. Jannatun is one garden. Jannatani, two gardens, and then mudaf ilayhi jannataini. So both of the gardens. Ata yuti is to give or to bring. Ata yati is to come. Ata yuti is to bring or come. Yeah, is to bring. Yeah, is to bring or give. Ata yati is different. Ata yuti is different. Form 4 of ata is ata yuti. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasa. Oh Allah, give us in this world good. Atat ukulaha. Ukul means it's produced. Ukul. Ha means again it's going to the two gardens. Why is it singular? Why not ukulahuma? Because again same thing, no? Because we use singular after it. It should have been Literally, kiltal jannataini atata ukulahuma. Right? Those two gardens brought their forth their produce. I mean, both gardens were uh, giving their fruits and all that. But singular, and atat again muannas singular. Okay. Like kilana masrurun. Both of us are happy. Right? Both of us are happy. Kilana. Kilana means both of us. We won't say again masrurani. So okay. Kila and kilta remain unchanged in nasb and jar if the mudaf ilayhi is a noun. Now, will kila will become kilay or kiltai? No. If it is a noun, if you can see a noun clearly, it's not a pronoun. Okay. If it's not a pronoun, then it won't change. It'll be like mabni. They'll act like mabni. Okay, like arifu kila rajulaini. Why did they do that? Maybe because see, kilai, it's so difficult to pronounce. See, if I make this kila as kilai, so you have to join here. Kilayir rajulaini, kilayir, or something like that. So they left it like that because it's easier to say. So kila is the object of arifu, right? Mafulun bihi. Now, you want to make it mansub, it won't become mansub. Why? It's not a pronoun, right? It's not a pronoun. I know both of the men, yeah, both the men. So kila will remain same because it's so difficult to pronounce. Maybe they didn't do that. And bahastu an kila rajulain. I searched for both the men, right? Both of the men. I was searching for two people. So you won't change kila to kilai if it's a noun because it's difficult to pronounce and it's just difficult. But if it's a pronoun, it's fine. So if the mudaf ilayhi is a pronoun, you'll change. So ra'aytu kilayhima. See, kila became kilay. Ani, aini. Similarly, kilani. There's no noun actually. But because, and it always comes at the mudaf, right? Kila always comes at the mudaf. That's why there's no kilani. It's always kila or kilta for masculine or feminine. So kilay. Ra'aytu kilayhima. I saw both of them. So this will change because it's a pronoun, it's a damir. Kilayhima. Man sa'alti, whom did you ask? Zainaba am Aminata? Zainab or Amina? Sa'altu kiltayhima. See, kilta will also become kiltay because there's a feminine, no? Zainab is a girl, Amina is a girl. So kiltayhima. Same thing for an kiltayhima or bahastu an kilayhima. For majrur also same thing. Okay. So this is all about kila. Kila. There's so many rules for kila and kilta. Right? One rule is it is always mudaf. Second rule is the mudaf ilayhi is always dual. Third rule, its khabar is always singular. Fourth rule, what else? If it is mudaf to a noun, it won't change. Fifth rule, if it is mudaf to a pronoun, it will change to ay kilayhima. Right? So many 5 rules from what I can remember. Now, yeah, so many rules for kila and kilta. Again, kila and kilta will always come as mudaf. Second, the mudaf ilayhi is always dual. Third, if what else? Their predicate, the khabar is singular, right? You won't say kila huma maridani. Both of them are sick. You won't say maridani again. Fourth, if it is a noun, it won't change. It is mabni. It is fixed kind of, yeah. Mansub and majrur. But if it's a pronoun, it will change. No? All right. Next, fourth one. You know that my book is kitabi. So my book is kitabi, right? In Arabic is kitabi. Know that the ya has sukun, right? Kitabi. So this is sukun. Kitabi. Nothing is there, so it has sukun. But it takes a fatha if it is preceded by alif or sakin ya. So if before this ya, there's an alif. Alif means it has a sukun, no? Alif also has a sukun. Or a sakin ya. So a ya with a sukun. It takes a fatha. This is very common in the Quran. So here, see bintai. This should have actually been bintai. My 2 daughters. How did this come? So bintani plus ya mutakallim. So it became bintai. And then because before ya mutakallim, there's an alif, right? There's an alif. So we will read it as bintaya. Right? Why did they do that? Maybe because bintai is like you have to stop. It sounds weird. So bintaya, it's quick and easier to identify when you're listening, because Arabic, remember, is an oral language. Now that's why what pleases to the ear they changed more, right? It's more of an oral language. Written was very less at that time. Now the classical Arabic. So it's more of an oral. So what is easier to listen? Bintaya, you can clearly identify. Bintai or Bintai, right? It looks like Chinese or something. So that's why they maybe dropped it. Allahu Alam. My two daughters, they made it Fatha. And Ghasaltu Rijlayya. Now, how did this happen? Well, I washed my two legs. So Rijlun is one leg, Rijlani is two legs, and then you make it Mansub. Noon will be dropped. Yes, noon will be dropped. Rijlaini, then noon will be dropped, and then you bring a ya mutakallim, and then those two yas will be mixed up. Idgham, you'll do idgham. So Rijlani, noon drop, and then Rijlai plus ya, and then Rijlayya. Hmm. Rijlayya. I washed my 2 feet. Yeah? So ayya, iyya, like that. Aya, ayya. Like, all right. Then atayati is to come, and the amr is eti. Eti. It was actually iti with an hamza. Again, difficult to pronounce iti. So they changed it to an eti. Come, eti, come. But this is not used. Eti is very rare. Ta'al is used. Yeah? Ta'al uh, in the text also. If the two hamzas meet, the first having a vowel. So first has a vowel, right? Hamza, and the second has none. This is also hamza. This is wasl, hamzatul wasl, and this is hamzatul khata. They are meeting. First has a vowel, second has none. The second hamza is omitted, so you delete this, and the vowel of the first gets a compensatory lengthening. So it is a kasra, you make it a ya, you increase it. So see, first hamza fatha, this will be deleted, and then it's a fatha, so you will say so become we had in book 2 also for asking questions. Al-ana kharajta? Did you leave now? So how did that happen? It was actually al-ana kharajta, right? So you make it into mad. Al-ana kharajta. Similarly here, so it'll become e. Right? So you, because so difficult to pronounce, they change it. According to this rule, it becomes et. But this is okay, fine. Yeah, you make it a yeah. But if your wow or something comes before it, another word, then the hamza will come back because there's no problem now. So when because it is hamzatul wasl, this will drop off. So we say wa'ati and come fa'ati. This is common in the Quran. Fa'ati, come. Atayati also means to bring, right? So fa'atu bihim, come with them, or something like that. Fa'atu or wa'atu. It should have actually been wa'ati with two alifs, but this wasl, hamzatul wasl drops. So wa'ati and fa'ati, atayati, now to come and to bring. All right. Then we have learned in book that ha huwa dha means here it is or here he is. When you're searching from something, and we learned in book 2, ha huwa dha, here he is. And the dual is word ha huma dhani. This is again rare stuff when you're searching something. Ha huma dhani, here are these two. Feminine is ha huma thani, right? It's just, that's how they said ha huma thani. Masculine is again weird. Ha hum ulai. Ha hum ulai. Uh, my voice is breaking. Is it fine now? Please wait. Okay, okay. Um, was so ha okay. So ha huma dhani is for dual. Right? Its dual form is ha huma dhani. and feminine is ha huma tani. Similarly, and we know we talked about how it was made, right? See, there's hada, hada in between they put huwa, ha huwa da. Same thing here, hadani, alhamdulillah, hadani, and then in between they put huma. You see, so hadani means these two, and they put huma in between. Similarly here, hatani, in between they made this humata. Same thing here, right? Here they are. You want to say here they are. So this is haulai, and in between they put hum. Hahum ulai. Right? That's how they, instead of saying when you're searching for something, right? Hahum ulai. Here they are. Aina tullab. Where are the students? Here they are. Why are you searching? Here they are. Hahum ulai. Naam. And same thing for feminine. Hahunna ulai. So haulai, again you put unna in between. Right? He gives example. Aina Bilalun. Where is Bilal? Ha huwa da. Here he is. Right? Aina Bilalun wa Hamidun. Where is Bilal and Hamid? Ha huma dhani. So if you forget what are these two words, just take hadani and then take huma. Take demonstrative pronouns and pronouns, the normal pronouns. Now, and then put the normal pronouns in the demonstrative pronouns in the ismul ishara. So you take hadani, you do the operation and put huma in between. Ha huma dhani. Right? That's how you just make, if you forget what it is. Aina Bilalun wa akhawahu. And where is Bilal and his two brothers? Right? Akhawahu, because we don't say akhani, we say akhawani. The wow comes back. So similarly, akhawahu, the noon drops, and then you say akhawahu. Where's Bilal and his two brothers? So it'll become. So you forget what here they are. You want to say. So take haulai, break it apart, put hum in between. Ha hum ulai, ha hum ulai. Here they are. Aina Maryamu. Now for Maryam it was hazihi, right? This, and then you break it apart. In here we'll drop the last letter also. Hadihi. So it should be ha here the, right? Ha here the. Here she is. See? Ha huwa the, ha huwa the. Maybe they should have put he also here, but they dropped this. Ha here the he. So they dropped the he. So ha here the. Here she is. Aina Maryamu wa Aminatu ha huma tani. Again, you take hatani, put huma in between ha huma tani. Here they are. Aina Maryamu wa akhawatahu. Akhawatahu. See? Ukhtun, dual is ukhtani. What is this? Akhawatuhu. Oh, akhawatuha. And her sisters. Oh, okay. I was thinking this is dual. This is plural. Where's Maryam and her sisters? Because here you use two brothers, so I thought two sisters. Ukhtahu. Ukhtaha. Aina Maryamu wa akhawatuha. Where's Maryam and her two sisters? Take ha the haulai. And what you'll put in between? Hunna, right? So ha hunna ulai. Yeah, ha hunna ulai. Here they are. Aina Ibrahimu. Where's Ibrahim? Now same thing for Ana. They put hada, take hada, put ana in between. Ha another. Here I am. Right? Ha another. Here I am. Aina Ibrahimu zumla'uhu. And for haulai, put nehnu. Here we are. Ha nehnu ulai. Aina Fatimatu. Where is she? Ha nadhi. Again, ha nadha will become the. Because hazi, you know, for feminine. And this will become ha nehnu ulai. Yeah, ha nehnu ulai. Aina Fatimatu wa zamilatuha. Where are Fatima and her classmates? Ha nehnu ulai. Okay, here we are. Don't worry about all this. It's just there, but most important is how was that. Yeah, this is what you can remember. That's it. Rest all, it's just for information purposes only. Because hardly you see it in literature now. Why will you? It's good for conversational Arabic, because when you're searching for someone, Aina Fatima and so on, another, here I am. All right. Vocabs. Hissatun hissas. Period. Muqaddasun holy. Ilahun aliha. God, deity. Arika sofa. Al Masad. Name of the 11th surah. Literally palm fiber. Masad means the fiber rope. Hablum min masad. Ajirun. Hireling laborer. Ajir. Mura'atun. Considering, bearing in mind. Mablagun. Sum of amount. Abu Lahab. Literally meaning the man of flame. It was nickname of Abdul Uzza. Right? Abu Lahab's literal name was, actual name was Abdul Uzza. Right? The Prophet ﷺ, he was so named for his ruddy complexion. He was red. Then Allah made fun of him and said, fire also. Abu Lahab, man of flame, man of nar. Dhanika, these two, those two, Nutkhun, pronunciation, Burhan, proof, evidence, Nahwun, syntax, Maqalan, article, Sarfun, morphology, Muthannan, dual, Sivar, bracelet, Fakihatun, fruit, Ghammada, Al-Ain, Yughammid, to close the eyes, Sahaba, to withdraw, Rafa, to raise, Kafa, Yakfi, to be enough, Dabata, to vowelize, Dabata. Ukulun produce. Kiltal jannatayn atat ukulaha. Both the gardens brought forth their produce. Alin loud. Ijtima'un ijtima'at. Meeting. Bisautin al. Loud voice. Umla umlats. Currency. Ishal diarrhea. Dawlatun country state. Na'lun sandal. Nuskhatun copy. Nusakh. Rakhm number. Arqam. Hindiyun. Indian, right? Hunudun is the plural. Hindi. Hunud. Instead of Hindi yuna, they made the plural as hunud. Lahabun flame, malaun courtiers, fusha tea break. Fusha is the break. Shahidun witness, kilahuma both of them. Khala and na'alain to take off the sandals. Khala yakhlaus to take off something. Insiraf leaving home, leaving school. Tabba to perish. Da'i to be lost. Ata yati to give. Jannatun is garden. Lesson 10. We are learning Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Fi'liya. Right, 2 more lessons and we are done with the review. Inshallah. Jumla Ismiya and Fi'liya. We know all this. Jumla Ismiya is begins with a noun. Al Baytu Jamilun. And Jumla Fi'liya, it begins with a verb. Dakhala al Mudarrisu. The teacher entered. Okay. Jumla Ismiya, it can begin with a noun or a pronoun. Right? Hadihi madrasatun. This is a ismul ishara. Ana mujtahidun, adamir, Allahu ghafurun. And then it could also begin with a masdar muawwal. What is masdar muawwal again? It is an plus fi'l mudari. Or anna also. Anna plus fi'l mudari. You can't see the screen, huh? I'll reshare it. Now you can. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Yeah, some data issues maybe. Al-masdar muawwal. It is a, so what is this masdar muawwal? It is a clause functioning as a masdar. It is a clause functioning as a masdar. So masdar, you understand, right? Jala say julus, sitting, the act of sitting. It's a noun. So instead of using a masdar, you want to use a verb. So use it with an or anna. Or ma also. Ma masdari also. You can use ma also. So an tasumu khairul lakum. An tasumu khairul lakum. Here are some more examples from masdar muawwal. Very common in the Quran and very common. So you can use in the place of rafa also marfu. An tadrusa al-arabiyyata afdal. That you study Arabic is better. See, an tadrusa. Now, what is this an tadrusa? This is mubtada. How can you say a verb is mubtada? Yes. Why? Because this is in place of masdar. This an tadrusa. So dirasa yadrusu. The masdar is dirasa, studying. So dirasatul arabiyyati afdal. So this is what you want to say. But you want to say for you also. So that's why ta, right? And that you study Arabic is better for you. Al-Islamu an tu'mina billah. Islam is imanu billah. Right? Both mean the same. Right? Al-Islamu imanu billah. Yambaghi an taktuba unwanaka biwuduh. It is necessary that you write your address legibly. Unwan means address. So yambaghi an taktuba kitabatul unwan biwuduh. Right? Why would you do that? Why would you use a verb? Maybe because masdars are, you have to know them. Know the masdar. So darasa, you have to know dirasa is the masdar. But you know the verb antadrusa. So it's easier to say maybe. Allahu Akbar. So instead of saying uridu an akhruja, this is easier to say. I want to leave. Right? That's how you say in English. Right? But uridul khuruja, is a little more difficult. You can say both, by the way. Naam, but this is more common. An plus fail mudar. So what is this? This is mansub object. This is mafulun bihi. So anytime you see an or anna or yeah, it is as if you imagine them to be a noun. Naam, imagine them to be a noun. So this is a noun kind of. Naam, imagine them to be a noun, and because it's in the place of a masdar, uridul khuruj. We don't really understand masdars in English because in English just we add ing. I want leaving. It won't sound correct because in English we always add to. I want to leave. Right? I cannot say any other way, can I? And I want leaving or I want to exit or I want the exit. No, no. Yeah, two. We always add two. So that two is through the un. But if I want to translate this, how would I do without the two? I cannot. Right? From what I know, there might be strange sentences. So many people ask this question that where's the two in this? And how you translate I want to go out? Right? So where's this two here? So we just say it's just the way it is. Uh, in Urdu, maybe it's not there. Yeah. We can say both ways. In Urdu also, we can use this like uridu an akhruja. मैं चाहता हूं कि निकलूं, right? This is fine. K, I can use the an. And I can say this way also. मैं निकलना चाहता हूं. You see? Without the K. Right? In Urdu, both are fine. Both we can use. Not in English. निकलना चाहता हूं. How will you translate? I want leaving. Right? Something. In English, we have to use the two. So that's why we don't understand masdars. In Urdu, we can easily understand masdars or Hindi. In the place of jar, ta'ala qabla an takhruja. Come before you leave, yeah? Qabla an takhruja. So ta'ala qabla al-khuruji. Here it is mudaf ilayhi, right? Come before you leave. So, khuruj. La tadhhab ila an arji'a. Don't go until I return. La tadhhab ila ruju'i. Ruju' is the masa. Don't go until my return. Yeah, maybe here you can translate it as until my return. Right? My return. You see, ruju'i. Or come before the exit. Maybe not here. Here you can translate like a masdar. Here I can translate as don't go until I return. And then don't go until my return. See, a slight difference in meaning. All right. Antasumu functions as masdar saum, right? Or you can have a particle resembling a verb. That is inna and its sister. It's called harfun mushabbahun bil fa'il. It resembles a verb. So inna and its sisters are called that. Right? Inna Allah ghafur rahim. So you can have ismu inna and all that. Remember, kana is a verb. Inna is not. This is also ismiya. The particles resembling a verb are called al-huruf al-mushabbahatu bil-fa'il. Mushabbah means resembling. Huruf, particles. Fa'il, verb. Inna and its sisters are called like laita, la'alla, lakinna. Right? In book 2, we learned all of them. These are also jumla ismiya. So 3 types of jumla ismiya, generally speaking. A noun, a pronoun, right? A noun or masdar muawwal. Noun, pronoun, all those will come in one category. Masdar muawwal or inna and its sisters. Right? 3 types. Verbal sentence can begin with a fi'l tam, a complete verb. Right? Tam, complete in the sense it gives the whole meaning. Now that's what it is, a complete meaning. Right? Complete meaning is say so tala'atish shamsu, the sun rose. This is tamun, right? Complete. It is right? Mutimmun. It is complete. A complete verb is one that needs a fa'il, and these complete verbs need a fa'il. Right? Jalasa Muhammadun. Muhammad sat. It's a complete verb. You understand the whole meaning. There's no questions, right? Like jalasa, nama, slept, kharaja, he left, dakhala, he entered. But this is fi'lun naqis. This is not the naqis in weak verb. The weak, no. This naqis is nahu. That was in sarf. That was in morphology. This is in syntax, right? The grammar. So this naqis means meaning is, so there are 2 naqis, yeah. One is the weak verb last week, like masha, yamshi and all that. But we are not talking about that. Don't confuse with that. This is incomplete verb. Like kana. He was. It's incomplete. He was what? So these verbs will not take a file. These say ismu kana and khabar kana. Kana al-jawu baridan. The weather was cold. See, baridan. So ismu kana and khabar kana. Incomplete verb needs a ism and khabar. Sara and kana and sisters. Sara is also sister, no? Sara al ma'u thaljan. Sara means to become. The water became ice. No. All right. And then tafiqa. Tafiqa means to start. So this is again new. Tafiqa Bilalun yaktubu. So what does it mean? Bilal started to write. So tafiqa is an incomplete verb. This is also an incomplete verb. These are called af'alu shuru', verbs of starting. So they use different verbs to start something. Ja'ala is also used. Shara is used. Right? In this sentence, Bilal is the ism and yaktubu is the khabar. And for starting something, the khabar should be mudare, present tense always. Akhada, he gives two more. Akhada and ja'ala are also used. This is also commonly used. Like akhaztu an aktuba. Akhaztu an aktuba. I started to write. Right? Akhaztu means I did not take to write. Right? So it means to start. Okay, it goes away from the literal meaning. So akhad al mudarrisu. So you might think, oh, the teacher took something. Yashrahu darsa, and you might not understand what he explained the lesson. What does it mean? So here it goes away from the literal meaning. It means the teacher began or started to explain the lesson. See, akhad al mudarris. So how do you translate this? That's why they said this is not complete verb. Started. So this is the ism of akhada and this is a khabar of akhada. You don't say file here. Okay. Ja'altu akulu, right? I made to eat. No, it doesn't mean that. I began to eat, right? Ja'altu akulu. So the this is the ism and this is the fail. Here the two is the ism and the sentence is akulu. This is new. Tafiqa. Afal shuru, verbs of starting, ja'ala and akhara. Context tells you that you're starting to do something because the other meaning doesn't make sense. I made to eat what? It doesn't make sense. Ja'ala is to make something, right? All right, vocabs, Mahad, Institute, Mahid, Makan, place, Fauda, confusion, chaos, Jumla, sentence. So how many words for begin? I don't know. We have to check. He taught us only two, I guess. He doesn't teach it later on also. How many of them? أفعال الشروط. Nobody's counting them. They're saying أخذ. They're just giving examples. They should list it down. I don't know. I'm not able to find. There are many of them. Uh, uh, أفعال Raja, they're saying. I want أفعال الشروط. They're just explaining from what I'm finding. Okay. Shara'a, tafiqa, bada'a, ansha'a, akhada, ja'ala. He mentioned some of them. Shara'a. Shara'a means to start something. It also means to shara'a lakum. It also means to legislate, by the way. Shara'a, sharia, no? Then bada'a. Bada is easy, no? To start anyways. Bada'atu an yaktuba. I started to write. Tafiqa is new. And then ansha'a is form 4. And akhada and ja'ala. Right? It's mentioned 4 or 5 of them. Now it might be more. Okay. It's not a comprehensive list. How khattun, calligraphy, handwriting, taqwa, piety, afa, yafu, to forgive, baqiya, yabqa, to remain, intizar, waiting, khataba, to address, abitha, to fool around, just, fajatun, suddenly, mabnan, building, utla, holiday, munasib, suitable, saima is to become bored, to be bored. Um, this much is enough. There's just one more lesson. I want to finish it. Now, again, we'll have one lesson then next class. And then we have to start a new lesson also. What do you say? Jawun, to pass by someone. Enough. Okay, inshallah. We'll do this lesson and then start a new lesson, maybe, inshallah. Okay. Jazakallahu khairan. Barakallahu feek. I mean the words. Okay, we'll stop the lesson also, inshallah. Okay, because this is a long lesson. He keeps on going about all this mubtada khabar. It's a long lesson. Now 4 pages. Order of mubtada khabar. Yeah, we'll do it next class. Yeah. No, it's okay, inshallah. We'll do it next time. Because even I got the mood of stopping now. Okay, inshallah. Barakallahu feekum. Jazakallahu khairan. Um, we'll start a new lesson also, inshallah, next time. Um, maybe we'll just read the main lesson. We'll try to do this quickly because we just finished this lesson. No, we talked all about mubtada khabar and all that. Just finished this lesson. In acha in the next lesson we are learning zarf. Okay, zarfu zaman makan and the things which take this place also. So that's lesson number 12, right? 12, lesson 12. Inshallah, we'll learn about zarf, tahta, khalfa, all these things, and some words, because sometimes the words which do not have its place also, it takes the place of zarf, inshallah. Like, yeah, we'll learn, inshallah. It's called naib and zarf, the substitute of zarf also will learn. So lesson 12 is all about zarf actually means a container, a vessel. So anytime you do an action, it is contained by time and place, right? Time and place. So that is called zarf. And we know in literally zarf is also an envelope. You see, put a letter, no? Envelope. That is also called zarf. Inshallah, that will be lesson 12, inshallah, which we'll do next class, inshallah. And please give the test, inshallah, if you have not till now, right? There are lesson 1, there are 4 tests, then lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5, then 1 to 5 there's a test, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 also there's a test. So many tests are there on the website. You can try each one of them, inshallah. And after this, we finish the key also, we'll have a test for lesson 6 to 11, right? Inshallah ta'ala. So try it out, all of them, inshallah. Don't get scared. Try it out. It just reviews, inshallah. Barakallahu feekum. Jazakallahu khairan. Because I see nobody is giving the test, so I'm feeling disappointed. Please give them, inshallah. Jazakallahu khairan. Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.